Well, good morning. How's everybody doing today? This one's coming out a little late today, but we're getting them out a little later today because I gotta edit and put it out. I'm running behind on everything and trying to get other things going and just not working. Oh, I've got some news too. The wedding I promised to show you guys isn't going to happen. Sarah's head didn't show up, and we ended up getting into a argument and breaking up. So the whole wedding is not going to go off anymore. Not planning for her to ever come around to my way of thinking. So we'll just kind of leave that where it is. And today we are going to talk about Daddy Day Camp. And this is part 2 for Daddy Daycare, but I don't have them lined up right, so we'll do Daddy Day Camp first. As soon as I get the photo downloaded. That works right there. Good haul, good place to put it. Alright, so Daddy Day Camp is kind of the same idea as Daddy Daycare, just a different actor. They have kids that he's taken off the other one where he has a daycare center at home working, and he goes to visit his old camp where he went to day camp at. And it's all in shambles and roaring and getting ready to be sold, so he buys it and partners up with the guy that owns it, and the guy that owns it takes off and goes, and then he has to fight with the other big camp that's got all kinds of toys and does all kinds of things. His childhood nemesis. So the guy that owns Daddy Day Camp doesn't try to doesn't want to compete with the other camp. They just want to make he just wants to make his camp work, which because so the bank don't foreclose on him. But it ends up turning out to be a good movie for kids. It's got lots of adventures, overcoming problems with kids. Maybe a little too mature for some kids, but it's still a pretty good movie. Camp Deadwood, the summer camp was the name of the camp. They run to the other side, and the other guy thought, rich guy, Daddy had to buy him a camp so he had something to do during the day, raise kids and his own. And they did all kinds of crazy things to each other. It turned out to be a pretty good movie, and I definitely, most definitely decide to watch this over and over again. And it's like always, it's part of my collection, so I'm not gonna not watch it. It's a good movie to have around. Cube Gould Jr. Okay. Cub Jr. Gooding Jr. was the star in this one. Gooding Jr. Yeah. Instead of the other one. Anyway, so they spent the whole movie trying to get this camp going, fixing toilets that had ammonia problems. You strike a match, the whole thing blows up. Buses getting crashed into buildings, and they took them for an overnight camp, and they had all kinds of fun problems, bees and kids doing things in tents that they shouldn't be doing. And it turned out to be a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend you go watch it because I kind of liked it. It's not something that, you want to, well, it is actually a pretty good date movie, too. They had all kinds of disasters and all kinds of fun, even weather problems they had to deal with. The overnight camping was an interesting segment of the movie. And everybody, it seemed like it was just a good comedy. What did they call it anyway? They called it a comedy film. Well, there's a little romance involved in there too, because a couple of the campers get involved, which is kind of interesting how that works too. Just kids, kissing and stuff. But yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good movie. They finally at the end won the old camp versus the the poor guys over versus the rich guys won, which is a feel-good moment. That's probably why everybody hates the rich, because, you know, the poor guy always wins, always loses out to the rich in real life, but in Hollywood, they win. So we got all kinds of fun stuff. Yes, they do all kinds of crazy stuff, and, you know, at the end they grease up things so the kid, somebody hear crickets. So the kid they greased up the climbing wall, so the kid of the Deadwood camp, dad, he had to climb and fell, you know, on a rope, because the whole wall was greased. So they cheated. They were cheating all through the games at the end, but they still won because the kid climbed a tree and then swung over and rang the bell, where the other kid couldn't do it. Couldn't get there fast enough. So the little guy beats the big guy, and, you know, it really is a good movie if you treat it as entertainment. It's worth watching. You just got to be in the right frame of mind to watch it, because if you miss anything in there, you'll miss what's going on in the whole thing. So yeah, we got to see what's going on in this movie. Weather's been kind of strange around here. It's been raining too. So okay, Sony Pictures released this movie. It was released on August 8th, 2007. It ran for 89 minutes. Of course, it was made in the United States, and it's English, and they spent $6 million on this thing. At the box office at $18.2 million. So they did pretty good with this one. That's why I like it. It's a good movie, and I'll get a stable background pretty soon for the videos, so it's not just flipping through my photos that I've taken back there, because I don't know what the background's going to be just right now, but I'll get a stable background. It'll be a video of something interesting, maybe a city or traffic or something, you know, and we'll see what it turns out to be, because, you know, I need to get a little more stable on the background, because I've just been having fun with my photos, putting them up there, which, you know, they've got all kinds of keywords in them, so it's been helping with the visitor's log, but I don't pay attention too much to that. Probably bad time. Anyway, so take care, and we'll see you with the next video. And for you, that'll be tomorrow. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.